Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Nerd Reviews. As this is the very first episode of Nerd Reviews, I figured that this game in particular would be rather fitting. You'll see why in a minute. I'll never forget the summer of 2003. My older stepbrother was the only one living in the house at the time who was into video games. And thanks to him, what was the very first video game that I started off with? Super Mario World. Yes, the very game that I will be reviewing today is the very first game that I ever played and beaten, hence why I think this is the most appropriate way to start off the show. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the one and only Super Mario World. Many have considered Super Mario World to be one of the best, if not the best Mario game of all time. Something that I absolutely agree with. Super Mario World to this day is my favorite Mario game of all time. Now, I've had a lot of fun with the first, second, and third Mario games, but Super Mario World, I think, is the one that completely blows the competition out of the water in terms of old-school Mario titles. Why it's not called Super Mario Bros. 4, I will never understand, but then again, it really isn't something that hinders the game in any way. Mario has arrived to Dinosaur Island, but during his trip, the evil King Bowser has once again kidnapped Princess Peach, as well as these dinosaur-looking creatures known as Yoshis. This is exactly what happens when your security system consists of nothing but babies that wear mushroom hats and diapers. So as Mario, you must make your way through the land and save the day once again. You control Mario with the D-pad, jumping with the B button and running by holding down the Y button while moving, allowing you to make longer and higher jumps thanks to the momentum-based physics in this game. You can also use the A button to have Mario do a spin jump, making certain enemies and hazards a complete non-issue. Now in terms of running and jumping, especially for a fat guy, Mario himself is actually quite agile. His endurance, on the other hand, sucks. If you get hit by anything hazardous, you're dead. Just one hit, and you're dead. Scattered throughout every level are blocks. Inside of them are coins, which grant you an extra life if you get 100 of them, and power-ups to help Mario along his adventure. The Super Mushroom turns Mario into Super Mario, allowing him to jump higher, break blocks, and take an extra hit. The Fire Flower turns Mario into Fire Mario, allowing you to roast enemies with fireballs. Then there's the Starman, which turns Mario into a rainbow-colored god of destruction that absolutely destroys everything in his path. But only for a short amount of time. Now, in terms of variety, the power-ups in Super Mario World are rather lackluster, especially compared to Super Mario Bros. 3. However, that problem in itself can be completely blown away by what's possibly the most broken power-up in Super Mario Bros. History. The Cape Feather. By gaining enough running speed and jumping, Mario will fly sky high. And by continuously pressing the opposite side of the D-pad, Mario will continue to fly over everything. This makes some of the more open levels essentially skipped altogether. Not to mention, you can also use the cape in order to kill enemies by pressing the Y button. It's definitely a great power-up, but perhaps a bit too great. And of course, there's Yoshi, making his first appearance in this game. You can ride Yoshi like a mount, and he can eat enemies and certain fruits. If you eat a certain amount of fruit, you can gain an extra power-up. Depending on the colored Yoshi and colored shell that you have, you can perform different moves. Green allows you to spit shells right back at enemies, red allows you to shoot fireballs, blue allows you to fly, and yellow allows you to perform power stomps. The level variety in this game is quite huge. Forests, rivers, caves, ghost houses, and castles just to name a few. On the world map screen, each level is indicated by a glowing circle. If the circle is yellow, that means that there is only one exit. If the circle is red, that means that there are several exits. If you look hard enough, you'll find the Star Road. If you manage to complete all of the Star World levels, you'll be transported to a secret special world. And if you complete all of the levels in the special world, the game dubs you a Super Mario Super Player. There are also some notable changes in some of the enemies and the world map screen, from a summer-looking vibe to an autumn vibe. Ghost houses are pretty much mazes, and really nothing else. They aren't too bad though, if you know what you're doing. Fortresses and castles are basically gauntlets of huge challenges that you have to pull through. At the end of each castle is a boss fight with one of the Koopa Kids. And they're pathetic. This is without a doubt the worst thing about the game. The boss battles are nothing to write home about. They're so easy. I mean, even Reznor, the boss of all the fortresses, is better than this, and he's not too much of a challenge either. As we travel through the sunken battleship, we head into the Valley of Bowser, the final world of the game. Wait, his castle has a back door? A back door? You know, screw it. I'm going in from the front. Going through the back door is just way too easy.
After we travel through Bowser's maze-like castle, we meet the big man himself for one final battle. Honestly, this is the only fight in the game that's actually worth talking about because it's actually pretty good. It's an epic final battle. Peach even lends you a hand by handing you some power-ups. After one final blow, we see Bowser defeated as he blasts off into oblivion.
We'll be right back. You guys see that? Can you let me know?
After heading back to Yoshi's house with that awesome credits music playing, we finally finish Super Mario World. Overall, Super Mario World is a great game. Period. The levels have a lot of replay value, the power-ups are fun to use, the variety is vast, and the music and sound effects are catchy and easy on the ears. But most importantly, as a video game, it is incredibly fun to play.
The amount of secrets in this game is dumbfounding, and there's always a welcoming sense of satisfaction after finding a secret, beating a castle, and especially beating the special world all the way through. As you may already know, my main problem with this game revolves around the boss fights. Aside from Bowser, the boss fights are way too easy, and they don't exactly leave an impression like they did in Mario 3. But with great level designs, awesome power-ups, fun challenge, catchy music, and a lot of replayability behind its back, Super Mario World is a fun game that I think anybody can easily pick up and play.
If you're looking for a good game, try Super Mario World. I highly recommend it. With that being said, Oh wait, I almost forgot about the port that Super Mario World was actually put in. So, we might as well wrap things up with Super Mario All-Stars for the Super Nintendo.
Super Mario All-Stars is a port of the first 3 Mario titles. Also packaged with Mario All-Stars is Super Mario World and Mario 2: The Lost Levels, something that was only released in Japan at the time. It's something that you would expect from an updated port, updated graphics, music, etc. However, the best feature, I think, is the save feature, something that wasn't in some of the original games. This makes it a lot more comfortable to travel through. Overall, Super Mario All-Stars is a fantastic port that I think any gamer should have in their collection, as well as Super Mario World.
Now, it might seem kind of sad for me to say that, it doesn't really get any better after the 4th installment of the series, but even with that being said, the series itself has been rather consistent ever since the very beginning, which is a good thing to say. And I still highly recommend you try these games out. You might really like them. Or not, can't please everybody. Anyways, that wraps it up for today's episode of Nerd Reviews. Thank you all for watching, you all have yourselves a fantastic night, and take care.